Welcome to Eligible Monster Listcussion. This is where Natalie and I go through the internet using our mods' help and find lists that are interesting and fun. And we look at them and see if we agree or disagree or make fun of them or just kind of sit here and make a show out of it. That's pretty much what we do here. That's kind of what happens. It's filmed live every Thursday over at our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EligibleMonster, which begins about 2 p.m. Eastern. We do multiple shows. Today, joining us is a special guest.
Hi, guys.
It's Sean, the writer. He writes stuff for us on Comic Storian and plays video games with Natalie at night.
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
That's what I do.
Your existence is quite nice.
It is. I would like to think so.
So anyway, guys, today, as we are all Final Fantasy XIV fans and fans of the franchise,
Yes.
we are going to do Final Fantasy, the 8 best and 7 worst job classes in the history of the series.
I'm intrigued.
Brought to you by TheGamer.com. Writer is Sam Dangsel.
Don't give him a shout out just yet.
Well,
I'm kidding.
we gotta see if we agree or disagree. You guys ready to begin this? You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Number 1 is the best. Number 15 is the best. Black Mage. That should be so much higher.
It really should be, man.
I cannot think of a Final Fantasy where that is not one of the best jobs to carry.
I feel like that's almost a given, though. Because no matter what kind of party composition you're going to have, a Black Mage always has room. Like, they're always going to be there. So
They are, yeah. I think in Final Fantasy XIV, that's the first time in a long time that it's been like, we really don't need a Black Mage.
Yeah, early patches, yes. Later patches, no.
Yeah.
Because the red mage trumps everything.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
Number 14, a worst, the Berserker.
Oh.
Berserkers are identifiable by a player's inability to control them.
Berserker Yuna.
You can't control them.
Oh my god.
See, you have to know, that's one of those classes that you have to know what you're doing and kind of plan ahead. Because those classes, like Berserker, typically you're just going to be extremely overpowered with melee attacks. So you throw someone in there, you know, if you know how the fight's going to progress and you know how to plan ahead with it, Berserkers can just run through things. So I don't agree with that being a worse job.
I feel like I think it's tactical. You have to know what you're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes it a worse job. Because if you don't know what you're doing, which is the majority of your player base playing games like this, they just go, why would I equip this? Like,
because it was like the same thing with Vincent in 7. Like whenever he would use his limit breaks, you lost control of him.
Yeah.
And that was the rest of the fight. Have fun.
Have fun, Vincent, as currently a Frankenstein?
Yeah, it's just, you hope that you're going to win.
The werewolf's the best.
The what now?
He can turn into a werewolf or a giant bat or Diablos or...
In 8, right?
7.
7. Oh, sorry, yes, 7. Actually, yeah, we did play it together.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yeah, we had Vincent.
Yeah, you're gonna just you just lose control. Yeah.
Best for number 13. Holy Knight. So basically the Paladin. It got renamed a couple times, but it's basically Paladin.
I would fall under Paladin.
Yeah. Paladin it sets it apart because it can use holy magic in the other games. It's kind of garbagey in 14. It's not garbagey, but definitely not a preferred tank.
Dark Knight preferred.
In other games, it's actually
yeah.
pretty good because it's just stalwart defense with holy magic. Sometimes heals.
Like if you want to have something that's just going to mitigate everything and cure itself, Paladin's the way to go.
You like Paladin right now? Did you know that?
Not really, man.
Yeah.
No, I've never been a fan. I told you, like, it's all about Dark Knight for me when it comes to... Well, then again, it varies depending on which game you're playing. But
Yeah. Number 12, worst, is Beastmaster.
Ha!
I can never think of a game where Beastmaster was like a solid thing you want to pick.
Yeah.
11?
Yeah.
No, nobody actually, no.
Dude, do you not remember the amount of people you were seeing soloing on
When
Beastmaster?
we saw our server had a lake shell that was just nothing but Beastmasters.
awesome.
And they would farm Curran with nothing but
There you
18
go.
cure carries.
No. Beastmaster's garbage because even in 11, it was only used as a, look, I can level this insanely grindy thing up. No, Beastmaster's not good. Never was.
It doesn't really have a practical use for anything. Like, I mean, you don't think of Final Fantasy, you don't think of pet classes.
No, you know. And that's one thing I wish we did have is a true pet class, but we never get those.
Yeah.
I mean, Summoner.
Nah, Summoner summons.
I mean, like, when you think...
In 14, it's a pet class.
Pet class, yeah. Yeah.
I can agree with that one.
Master.
Number 11, the best, is a chemist.
Oh.
They consider that, I'm not personally not a fan, the chemist is one of the most underrated jobs in the series. Usually the chemist is capable of drastically increasing the effectiveness of items.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of what Red Mage ended up becoming in 11. But a Chemist were a lot of the debuffers, buffers, that kind of thing.
Can you imagine Riku in 14?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was.
That'd be cool.
I would say that. It's a good job. It's an underutilized job, but it's a good job.
This I don't agree with. Number 10, worst job, Anya Knight. It's not even technically a job. It's just the starter class.
Yeah.
The stat growth is
shouldn't have
pathetic
been
until 90, making it a miserable class for progressing. Afterward, each level increases its stats by leaps and bounds, making it eventually the strongest class in the game, but it doesn't make it less boring or ugly. It's even worse as a seeker job in Final Fantasy Tactics, where its stats, potentially the highest, are determined by the number of other jobs the unit has mastered, and once again, cannot use abilities. It's supposed to be a starter class. It's not really a class. It's just as a fun Easter egg, if you stupidly level that thing all the way to 90, it's insane.
Yeah, like it's not meant. Like I never saw Anya Knight as a thing that's your goal. Like that's just something. Hey, I got this, and that's it.
I mean, it used to be called Freelancer.
Yeah.
But the actual concept of the Anya Knight is the deeper you go, the better you get to the core.
Yep.
So you peel back the layers of the onion.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the purpose of its name.
Yep.
Huh.
It's a stinky onion on the outside, but you peel back those layers
Interesting.
as it levels up. Best job, White Mage. I mean, across the board, it's just like Black Mage.
OP.
Yeah.
It goes into everything.
Yeah.
Worst job, Dragoon.
That depends on the player. Sorry. I mean,
Well, you're looking at it from a 14 standpoint where it's a more
I'm
standardized DPS.
looking at it on like even 11, dude. Like that came from 11, the joke of just dragoons just dying constantly.
It's weird because of the way the job, in other games, its primary use is the jump ability, which I even use in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. But the purpose in that one is I want you to get off the battlefield. In the normal games, you don't want your character to leave for 3 turns.
Oh yeah, that's like in a lot of games, like with tactics and things like that, you would use jump not for a offensive, you'd use it for defensive just to get away from the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm off the battlefield while the big nuke comes by.
Yep.
That's what I use in a BE for.
Yep.
Oh, bye.
Yeah.
Best, Spellblade, also sometimes known as a Mystic Knight or a Ruin Fencer, depending on the game.
Yep.
It's a difficult position as its role is regularly reconfigured throughout the series, but typically it's based around the utilization of magical attributes into its stored play. It's best taking advantage of elemental weaknesses. I don't have much experience with these. I haven't been used in, like, I'd say probably the last 6 or 7 Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
I feel like they pulled that class away because that's what early Red Mage used to be. Like back in the early Final Fantasies was that's where you got your elemental attacks and you just imbue your sword.
Yeah.
And I don't like that they kind of just took that aspect from Red Mage, which that's what made Red Mage, and they're just like, we're gonna make another class out of that.
Yeah.
So it's like now we have 2 classes that are basically
Red Mage fell into some weird spots where it just was useless in a lot of games.
Yeah. And like
It was red.
Yeah, there was no point. It's like you either go heavy dark magic or you go heavy light magic. You didn't need the in between.
Number 6 is the worst, Thief.
Why?
Thief is too situational in normal gameplay.
Yeah, that's true.
Even
We
in
only
11,
used
it was a
we
very
only used
situational
it
job.
for TH4 and yeah, just TH4. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I've always liked thief type classes. Like anytime I play like D&D, anything that has role playing in it, I've always had thief classes. But like in the Final Fantasy series, you're using them to steal and that's it. Like they're not contributing anything else.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I got linked an article from Houston. Furry community separates itself from the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Anyway.
Separates. That's good to know.
That is breaking news.
That's good to know. Yeah, breaking news.
Number 5 is the best, Ninja. Now, Ninja's typically, in most of the games, used as an advanced class for Thief.
Yeah.
Well, are we talking about 11's Ninja? Because that one was OP as hell. You could
Ninjas
just
in general are
Ninja.
normally OP. They're consistent. They have the dual strongest, the fastest. They are just in all of the games.
Shadows. Man.
Because almost any time you see a ninja in a Final Fantasy, they always have dual wield, and that's what made them more powerful than almost everybody. Because they had the speed, and then they had the double attacks.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Number 4, worst, Geomancer.
Wow.
I've actually, honestly, God, never really used a Geomancer unless I needed to finish it for a mastery or something like that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting job that I enjoy. Like, basically, your abilities are based on what you're standing on. So if you're standing in a puddle, you're casting water magic.
Right.
But in like traditional sense of using a Geomancer, it doesn't really fit because like if I'm in a volcano fighting bombs, I'm going to be casting fire and just curing them.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
Not
does
really
make
practical.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just it's a non-functional.
Yeah.
But best mime.
Yes.
No, he's not wrong. Because you have the ability called Mimic, and you can let a user use the last action. So you get like one character with a super powerful action, just repeat the whole thing down the line.
Yep.
Over and over and over.
Yeah. Mimic.
It seems pretty OP.
It is.
Yeah. There's like, especially like when you see like tactics games, like you can get one character and just really throw them up into the level them out, and then just have a group of mimics behind them, just mimic, and then you're just spamming like knights of the round, knights of the round, knights of the round.
That sounds silly as hell.
It's a very, very good job.
Oh, I'm ready for it. She's been pretty quiet for most of this. I'm ready for this one. Worst, number 2, Blue Mage.
I mean, I can't disagree though.
But you love Blue
Oh,
Mage.
it's incredibly fun. I do. I mean, I think the whole learning process of Blue Mage is probably the most fun aspect of the job itself. Just learning the spells, right? But obviously, I mean, it doesn't function in a party, so it's not.
No.
And-
It's very hard because like if you're gonna be sitting there because that's all based on chance. It's like sure you can get to max level, but if you don't know Cannonball, you don't come into this party.
That's exactly
Yeah.
So
it's because of that kind of RNG randomness to it that I can agree with that.
yeah.
I mean, I liked it. But the best job in Final Fantasy, as per this Sam Guy's list on
Okay, hang on.
thegamer.com.
So Bard has not been mentioned.
Dark Knight has been mentioned.
Red Mage has not been mentioned. Dark Knight. I think that's it because otherwise it's Summoner.
There it is.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Favorite job, summoners evoke magical spirits and evoke them to assist in battle. Typically, the summoners, Aeons, Eidolons, Espers, Guardian Forces, I think they're GFs, are the most powerful attacks in the game, but they are limited in use, perhaps high MP cost or sometimes their own health pool. Summoners sometimes have traits like Beastmasters, and then the player might be able to control the summons alongside the caster and use them for one powerful attack. The attacks aren't limited to wide damaging abilities, but sometimes valuable buffs as well, like Carbuncle or Golem. Oftentimes, however, it's a tough summoner who brings forth gods and goddesses into a world of man, having no place being so powerful against their pitiful foes.
I don't know. I throughout my experiences with like summoning in Final Fantasy series, like after like 7 and on, I stopped using summons completely. I had no desire for summoners at all. I don't know why. I don't think they were as powerful as people think they were.
Huh. I mean, I remember them being extremely powerful in 10. In 15 also. That was kind of 15 is kind of like a
weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It really is a weird one. So I just remember at 10 really, and then obviously 11 and 13 as well. 13 had summons, but they were weird.
They're in every game. They've been in every game.
Yeah. It's just
There's definitely different iterations of them, and they all do different things in each game. Like they were saying, like some you control, some are just out there to do an attack.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't agree with that being number 1.
No.
I would agree with it being like kind of up there, or not up there, but like in the list of like the better jobs. But I don't agree that to be the best.
What would be your number 1 then?
It's so hard to determine what could be because there's definitely like personal preferences. Like, in 14, I main a warrior, soon to be dancer.
A pretty bunny girl dancer.
Oh, I'm switching to VR. There's no doubt now.
No doubt in my mind.
Like, so I mean, like, when you think of the best, you want to think of something that's like good all around. Like Anya Knight, if it had like the abilities, that would actually be like a top tier job class. But because in a lot of games it's so hard to kind of get to that point or even use it properly, it's hard to even say that would be a top tier job.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I didn't see Dark Knight on there.
Nope.
That's always been a favorite class.
I think the problem with Dark Knight is it's kind of in the same role as like Ruin Fencer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It always changes its true purpose.
Correct.
It never like everyone likes the image of a Dark Knight, but it's like the game's. Is it a tank? Is it a DPS? Is it going to hurt itself to damage? Is it going to just do massive damage, but based on that? Like sometimes it has magic, sometimes it doesn't. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Dark Knight's a wild card depending on the game you're looking at. We didn't see Samurai on there.
No.
That's just like that aesthetically. That's always been a favorite class for mine.
Yeah.
I don't like Samurai at all.
Samurai's fun.
All right, well, Natalie, what is your all-time favorite job?
Oh man.
Even if it's already on the list, just what is it?
Dancer.
Yeah, see, it would have to be a mix of samurai and scholar, to be honest, because I like.
So a samurai?
Yeah, kind of. It's just that
Scholar-eye?
when it comes to DPS, definitely
That could work.
samurai because I've been samurai for like 8
scholar-eye.
years. But as far as like being like just being kept on my toes, but at the same time being also able to DPS at the same time. I think scholar is just a good balance for me. Yeah, personally. That's why I've been scholar for so long at this point.
Yeah, scholar wasn't on this list, and that is actually
Yeah.
a job that's popped up in multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes its name around just like other things,
Yeah.
but it's around.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's. I apologize for yawning quite a bit. We're in that
Jesus.
middle of the day slump, where you just get tired
Yeah.
for no reason at all. I'm still wide awake and fully energetic. I mean, I'm going to go upstairs and put my hand on a hot stove to wake back up for the next podcast.
I'll help with that.
But I hope you guys enjoyed today. Sean is not going to be around much longer. He's going to head back, but we'll be filming him on the Board Game Girl Talk when he comes back next time.
Yes.
Either way, let us know in the comments down below what kind of things you're looking for right here at the Eligible Monster channel, and I'll see you next time. Or you can go find Natalie over at her Twitch channel, Zodical Candy. Then I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Thank you guys.
Bye.